Okay, so yes, welcome back everyone. For our afternoon guest lecture today, we have Refilwe and Donovan. So Donovan is at Stellenbosch University, where he is doing his PhD in physics, specifically focusing on quantum machine learning. And he participated in 2 international hackathons in the previous year, which were hosted by quantum computing companies. And today he'll share his experiences with us. And then after that, we're gonna have Refilwe Skakane, who is the founder of Marang Kitso, a tutoring and research support company, and is a final year PhD candidate at WITS, focusing on atmospheric trace gases, and is a certified carpentries instructor for RStudio and Python. And today she'll tell us about how she uses those 2 tools in her research. So Donovan, when you are ready, people are not here to listen to me. You can start sharing your experience with them.
Perfect. Hello everybody, my name is Donovan. I'm a second year PhD student here at Stellenbosch, currently working with Professor Francesco machine learning. I'm just going to quickly share kind of like a show and tell about the 2 experiences I had last year. Its purpose is basically to introduce the concept of a hackathon to those that don't know. And
Donovan, your sound has disappeared a bit. We can't hear you clearly.
Yeah, I was worried about this. How's it sound like I'm close to like this? Is it better?
Okay. Can you try again?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, that's perfect. If you can keep that position.
I will try my best. Okay, so yeah, the purpose of this talk is just to kind of introduce the concept of a hackathon to people that don't know. Okay, so just a quick note on what work I do. I work in the intersection of classical computing theory and quantum physics. This field we call quantum computing, where the classical bits that we all know and love become things called quantum bits or qubits. And then this field faces a lot of challenges, stopping it from going mainstream at the moment. And those challenges are the probabilistic nature of quantum mechanics and also the noisiness of these systems. And then once you take that quantum computing field and you find its intersection with the field of machine learning, you get quantum machine learning. If you want to know more about how this is applied to certain problems, you can if you want. And then for me, there are 5 distinct reasons why you should do a hackathon. The first one is it's a learning experience, right? You get introduced to new skills that you can later on take further and learn more about. It is also a good challenge to learn how to work under pressure, because these things are usually they are usually quite tight deadlines. It's like a 3-day event, and you have not only come up with an idea, but deliver a finished product and a presentation usually at the end in a matter of days. So it's really a pressure situation. And then obviously presentation practice, you learn how to make a presentation efficiently and how to actually deliver it properly. And then depending on the location of the hackathon, mine was international, yours might not be, it really depends, but it can be a great traveling opportunity. And finally, the most important part for me is networking. The people you meet is probably the most important part, because you might find collaborations, or if you're lucky, find a job opportunity, depending on your ability in the hackathon, I guess. If you're interested, there's a blockchain hackathon coming up in Stellenbosch soon. It's at the end of Feb, or it's actually okay. I thought it was at the end of Feb. Anyway, this is just an example. You just want to go look at what they did. Then you can go look. So the first hackathon I went to was hosted in Italy. It was hosted by a company called Quantinim, and they essentially wanted a bunch of postgraduate quantum computing students to come over and to come brainstorm a bunch of project ideas, trying to look at the software that they have been programmed to implement that for some science. And this is the group I went with, and another point is you learn to work with a group. And this was hosted at the ICTP, or International Center for Theoretical Physics, in Italy, specifically Trieste. And this was my view for that. All right. Even though we are very busy throughout the day doing a bunch of work and finishing the project, you do get some time for sightseeing, which is what I said. You have an opportunity for travel, and this is kind of just what the city looks like, pretty nice. Just a quick note on the project that we did here. The project was to compare a quantum model and a classical model and its ability to predict the solar power output from a solar cell. So essentially, we just compare the two models just so you get a feel for what kind of projects we had to do. All right, the second one that I did was I went to Bali. A company called Horizon Quantum Computing is developing software for quantum computing, a multi-layer quantum computing programming language. I'll get to that just now, but this was hosted in Bali. Here's the Singapore Airlines planes here. I had to fly that down, and this is what the venue kind of looked like. It was a small invite-only event. I didn't get invited because of me. I got invited as a professor. He just kind of recommended me. And this is the hotel we stayed at. So there's another point why these things can be amazing. Look at this very luxurious hotel I get to stay at. It's really lucky. Before you ask, I don't have to pay for any of this. So that's another benefit of attending these things or participating. Okay. The projects here, they essentially, the goal of the hackathon was to alpha test their software, and they call it triple alpha, which has multiple layers of computing ability. The one called Helium, you can think of as a Python-like programming language. It's at the same level. And Hydrogen, if you've ever heard of a thing called BASIC, it's kind of like BASIC, or Assembly. Assembly is even lower level down. It's kind of like Assembly. I've just included a plot and some random code just so you can see what kind of things we got up to. And the project was quite technical. It was called quantum entanglement distillation. Hence the distillery here, where we want to go from a thing called a bell pair, which is an entanglement state. That's not really important, but we want to improve its quality. That was the project. And so, yeah, you should get an idea of what we had to do. And then finally, in this specific hackathon, I didn't have a group from Stellenbosch University. I had to meet people from around the world for the group there. These are the names of my group members, and as you can see, they come from all over the world. One from Virginia, one from London, one from Sydney, one from South Africa, that's me, and then the company is from Singapore, where we were obviously in Bali for the hackathon. So just trying to make the point that you meet people from around the world, you network, you kind of learn new experiences, and you see different points of your perspective. And that's it. It's just a really quick overview of what a hackathon is and what I think you should consider participating in one, whether it be an international one or something. All right, I'm going to stop sharing now.
Thank you so much, Donovan. Although the sound let us down a bit, but hopefully